I'm doing this real quick. I'm gonna do a tier list for everything, and it's gonna be hella scuffed and dumb. I'm not editing this video either because I really just don't have the time. So yeah, Max is A plus. He has good peel, good burst, a good ult. Oh yeah, I'm also showing the tech for each character that I know. So we'll start with Max. Max has his R into shift, into E, which does good burst. Um, He does have some combos with all these other ones, but I feel like if I do that with each character, it'll be kind of annoying. But I recently figured this out for Volt Max, so I'm just gonna show it. Um, he has his E into R into left click in the air, shift into left click again because you can weave easily with the roar. Um, he also has his auto cancel for his ult if you hit a ceiling. Um, Overall, good tank. Warmonger, I think he's A. He does a good burst. He's probably the craziest burst in the game, honestly. He can do like so much damage, especially if he has an ult. Um, I think you can kill a tank if you do the combo right, especially with ult. So it'd be like what? This to this to this into this into the ult immediately into a couple left clicks to this to this to this to that. That might not work, but I wanted to test it out in the video. So yeah, Warmonger has a lot of bursts with this character. Um, Things that people might not know is you can dash, grab, and get another dash. And the main damage that comes from Warmonger is dashing people into walls does 200 damage instead of 50, and the totem. So if you know that, you know that now. If you didn't know that, you know that now. Evelyn, I think she's Dookie. Um, but only because people are playing this character like normal tanks. This character, you gotta kind of imagine it like Winston or something. This character is a dive tank, that has no leap or anything to get verticality, right? Um, if you use this character and you have like Alice on your team, Raki, Almanat, or Burn, and they're not falling up on you, you're losing that game. Just because if anyone follows up on your R shift and you're like already on that person, that's like 300, 400 damage, and them following up also. So like them adding like a couple hundred and that's killing them, right? Like it can be insane, but no one's really playing like a dive character. People are playing it like freaking yeah. Also, this character is really insane in double tank too. So if you're in like Warmonger, Evelyn, Warmonger, and well, Evelyn Max, like any of the other tanks with this character is really nice. Um, yeah, she doesn't really have any crazy tech that I can think of besides like timing her R into shift. Wolf. Character's broken. Uh, has the most damage per left click. Has really crazy burst with his combo. And has a really good ult that sustains him. One thing that people don't realize, the more people that are near you in your ult, the more shield you get. So if you pop this and you're about to die and everyone's on you, you're getting like 400 HP, something stupid like that. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you're playing Wolf or playing against Wolf. He's just gonna live forever. Also, punching gives you a shield too. Um, if y'all didn't know that, because I feel like some people that are gonna watch this are just not reading things. Sometimes, not everyone, obviously, right? But all right, Burn. I gotta speed through this because I don't want to take too long. Burns B plus because I think he's the second best tank DPS in this game. When it comes to melee. Um, yeah, he has really good. He's probably the best for sustained DPS. The one thing that really makes him, uh, I guess, volatile is stuns, knockups, knockbacks, slows, and that's pretty much it. He is getting a buff apparently. Uh, Tomorrow, which is the 28th of January. Not January. Fucking December. But yeah, there's no real crazy tech with this character that I can think of besides um, your E scales off of your damage you do. So the most healing you get is off of your R and your right clicks. So if you're trying to heal a lot and you popped E, first of all, the E gives you HP straight up, right? So if you do E into R, that's like 200 something HP really quickly. Yeah, I don't want to go into in depth with this character. Just know that does that. Um, and your ult gives you right click stacks instantly. So you pop ult, you get one. You hit someone with it, it gives you another one. So if you popped ult to clear the gap, you can use double dash to them or shift to them and then stay on them with right clicks, right? So use your ult as a way to get closer to people and also heal off of them because it also heals you a lot. Next character is Akira. I think he's the second worst character, just because uh, his burst DPS is only really good if you're melee range. Same thing with burn, stuns, knockups, knockbacks are kind of annoying. Slows. Um, his self healing isn't actually that good. It's probably like the worst in the game. Um, yeah, I would put him down to C if he didn't really have a good ult. Um, if he only had a good ult, sorry, if he didn't have a good, decent base kit, he would be in C for just being ult bot. But he really isn't that bad. Um, but yeah, he isn't the worst, but he isn't the greatest. He just belongs here. Um, things I know about this character is that right click gives you far. If you just use it out of spawn, so you can like dash out, right click. Another thing is whenever you ult and you don't have shift, you get shift back when you pop ult. So you can shift twice. And shift gives you a lot of HP and also hits for a decent amount. What the heck does happen? Next character I think is Raki, which is the worst character in the game, in my opinion. Right now. In the current meta, right now is the worst character. It's the worst character. I think it's just an ult bot. It does poopy, like probably the worst burst in the game because of how fast it is. Or how slow it is, sorry. They nerf right click spam, so you couldn't just right click it immediately and do 600, what, no, 700 damage, something like that. So it was killing Sabios, Chloe's, Ray's, Lucy's really quickly. And the movement speed that it got nerfed was actually like the bread and butter for the character, so you could just get in, immediately get out. But the only character that could do that now is Alice, which is why Raki's down here. Um, there are some tech with this character, but I feel like if you really want to know, just DM me because I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like showing it. I barely play Raki, so it's probably gonna take me a minute to remember it all. Um, next character is Almanat. I think Almanat is. I think it's A. In current meta, it's A, maybe even B plus, but I'm keeping it at A because I'm a little bit more biased because I have like 20 something hours on this character. Um, but double tank, double support, it's like you're never gonna get kill. You're just breaking shields the whole game, or you're on their supports the whole game, trying to get a kill. Uh, yeah, it's kind of rough playing Almanats, but overall, really good poke, really good burst, probably the best burst in the game, next to Alice. Um, yeah. Combos with this character. There's only one, which is hitting all your buttons. But also landing all your left clicks because you can weave it all into your moves. So you can do like E left click, E into right click, E into R left click. But you want to time your left click like 4 ticks in if it's a 650. Because like when I say about ticks, each second in this does 50 damage or something, right? So if you do left click, dash, left click, E, left click, R, You only need a couple of ticks to kill a 650. You need, I think it's 5 ticks to kill a 850. So it'll be like this. I kind of mistimed it, but it's something that sets off the other almanats. Like, if there's a character that can't self-heal, and you could just dash in, do that combo, and dash out, it'll kill them instantly, right? But if there's a character that does have self-sustain, they're kind of reacting to if they stay in or not. So yeah, it's hard to play this character, but really satisfying when you can pull everything off. Um, but yeah, current meta dies to double tank, dies to double support, or it's just annoying to play into, and you have to play slower. Uh, just double support is probably the best comp to play against. But double tank, one support is probably the next worst, and then it's double tank, double support. Um, yeah. The tankier the comp, the more annoying it is. Also, the reason when the time to use R2 now, in my opinion, is if they only have double support, because you can burst them really quick. But the more I tried R2 into double tank or triple tank or something like that, it just got more annoying. So using the blade barrage thing is probably the best one for every situation now. Sadly. Alice, I think she's A. Once people get good with this character, I think it goes up a couple tiers, maybe even S. Um, her old generation is crazy. Her burst is ridiculous. Everything she does like 100 damage plus. Um, yeah, people just aren't playing this character to the full extent. Um, the combo to think about or like to know is landing your R immediately, charge uncharged. I think uncharged is probably the fastest way to play this character, and weaving in a left click, right click, left click afterwards with either right click. This one's probably the best one because it does the most damage. Because the sword does damage and the projectile does damage. I think it's 100 each. So yeah, the combo would be this. That kills the 650 characters, and you would have to land one more left click to kill the 850s. And then the alternative right click is the same thing. But you can leave earlier when you kill a 650, right? So it would be just that. And then you can eat to the next person and do it again. But no one's ever, for some reason, not using this because it's less mobility with this one. But this is a shorter cooldown. It's a slow at range, and it does 50 more damage than the other one. So it's like, I think this is just a better one. But yeah. And then her ult is just, yeah. This is next character? Yeah, Ray. In my opinion, this is gonna start people rioting or something. I think this character is A plus. This character does so much into double tank and double support. Um, just because off of his burst DPS and his slows. That's the main reason. The slows are the biggest part about this character, in my opinion. If you're using double slow, you're just bursting people. All right. The other reason why to run double slow is if they're running double tank and you hit their shield with both E or right click, it's still slowing them. And I think they're slightly slower when they're holding shield anyway, right? So they're running extra slow. So you're kind of seeing what I'm getting at with this. Double slow into double tank is probably the best thing that Ray could do, and probably the best range they could do. Uh, it also breaks shields really fast, so it's like, yeah, good luck playing against a Ray that can hit everything with your team running double tank. Um, your healers would have to be on point if they're running Ray. Tech with Ray, there really isn't much besides like I think using your wall first to kite mobs or kite people, right? And right when it blows out, you shift away. Um, Yeah. Lucy. I think she's the best the range in the game. But the more I look at Ray, the more I think she isn't. But for tier list sake and for what I've seen the most comps and like the most potential with this character is double tank, double support. Having a sustained DPS, the like just good DPS off of her, right? She can sustain herself and make her not 650 HP just because if she lands hits, she gets more shield, which gives her more health, right? So if people do die for her, she won't be 650. She's gonna be around like 700 HP, like roughly, right? Especially if you hit all your moves, like if you hit your whole combo, she's gonna be like, yeah, she's gonna be 700 HP range when you die for her, or if you start hitting her. Especially if you're running double tank, right? So yeah, character has good sustained DPS, good self-sustain, a knockback, a grab if she wanted to play more like aggressive with her team. Um, she has a broken ult that does 5,000 damage total if everything lands, and she has a good combo, right? Uh, that's pretty much it. She doesn't really have any other tech. One thing I do want to say before I go to the next character is that there's a couple people, I'm not going to name any names, that don't know how to use his ult, and it's been triggering me recently, so I'm just going to say how you use his ult. Uh, it's not like, I don't know what character you could think of that just pops ult and doesn't have to look at things, but you have to look at people when you use this ult. If you aren't looking at them, the ult is just going to go wherever it wants, wherever you're looking, right? If you're looking at someone, it's going to home in and go at them. So look at the person when you're shooting this ult, please. Um, yeah. Next character, I think is Nere, and she just heals. Like she's good. Um, she's probably the best for double tank or triple tank. I think she's the best for triple tank if you run her. Um, but I don't think triple tank is that good. But at the same time, I think it is good. I don't know why I'm still talking about triple tank, but yeah, this character is good. She does a lot of healing. Um, I think her alternative right click is underrated because she can heal herself. And if you're playing it like really aggressive, alternative right click is pretty good because yeah, it'll heal you and your teammates, and you get to live longer. Heck with her, I only know one thing. I'm probably not gonna show much with the supports because I don't really care or know much. But if you shift melee range, you go higher. So you could do shift into R to go high, and you could play with that or something. Chloe, I think she's A plus. She does healing like Nere, but it's not as broken as Nere because she has like crazier burst and she can give shields and stuff. Chloe has more utility and she has a damage left click that can actually do a lot because like if you land a bomb and you and the person that is looking at the person getting bombed shoot at that person, it just dies. Like it's rare that I see that happen, but for some reason when I play with Armin or something, if you bomb and land all your left clicks, bro, you can land like 2 or 3 and do what? 350 right there, right? If you run bomb and also do that too, so you do this into the bomb and land left clicks, it does a little bit more. It's just good damage, bro. She's also like really tanky with her shift, so she can stall really long, and she has a really good ult, in my opinion. Sabio, I want to put him A, but the more I look at him, the more it pisses me off that he got that aim assist buff, whatever you want to call it. Sabio's B plus, and the only reason is because of this. If you're trying to actually heal with this character, right, and you throw your E at someone, and you're also trying to do DPS to the people behind it, it'll look something like this. Oh, I'm just popping my bubble now. That just. Oh wow. Oops. So the reason why that's bad is because this over time will do a lot of healing, and at the end it does a chunky healing, right? If you only shoot the E at the beginning, it only gives you that chunk of healing at the beginning. So when you're trying to heal a Sabio and there's a chunk of people dying one guy and you're trying to like burst heal him by R'ing them, Eing them, and shooting the people that are shooting him, you can't even do that because if you shoot into that orb in near this like little like circumference, right? If you shoot anywhere in here, it'll pop. But if you shoot out the outer rim, it won't pop. So you kind of have to like throw it like this and then play like this. But people don't really understand that. So if you throw your orb like this, people are just gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta kite. I gotta keep on kiting." So you miss all that healing, and you're just forced to just pop it every time. Also, they gutted his ult, so this only heals for like what, 3 seconds? Wait, I think that was like 2 seconds. And all you get now is dashes, right? And his damage is so bad now that like, or rather, his damage is so bad at 20 meters plus because you don't get the drone shots unless you're, I think it's 20 meters. It's just bad. He's so bad now. He would be up here in my opinion if it was bad pre-patch. Nowhere up here. I think people that were putting him S were delusional. I think he's here now. Um, don't get me wrong, he is good, but this, just this, man. I'm just gonna end it there, bro. If y'all have any questions or like want to know something that I left out or like maybe I left out in general, I probably knew about it. I just forgot about it. Yeah, just let me know.